I'm Gaby, and I'm managing the bot community initiatives at a company called Seed. And actually, Seed is the new brainchild of Mark Stephen Meadows, who presented right here at Bottish, I think 6 weeks ago, because he also is the founder of Botanic, and he showed us some pretty sophisticated bots that Botanic, his other company, built. So today I'm showing you what Seed does. Seed is a marketplace for bots on blockchain, and I'm just jumping to my slides here. And here we should go. So Seed is building an open source marketplace for next generation bots on blockchain. Well, what's happening right now? The graphical user interface has dominated computer applications for the past 30 years. Sadly enough, I actually remember working with a prompt and well, just typing into a black screen with a blinking prompt. But then the graphical user interface came and we all were pointing and clicking to get to our information on the web. And recently we started touching and swiping to get to that information. So this is happening right now. And or this was happening. And now, again, we have a change. So now we are talking more and more with the web. Well, we're chatting with websites, these little pop-ups popping up and asking you if they could help you. The customer services that Ofer mentioned in his presentation just before. This is happening right now. So we are, instead of pointing and clicking more and more, talking to the web. Some of you are talking with Siri more often than with your friends, if you're anything like me. And another thing, your granny probably started talking to Alexa in your living room already. So this is more practical, and that's what we are doing. And our and your new business coach could actually look like this. This is a real bot living on Skype called Andy. It's actually an a job interview coach who's preparing you if you want to follow your next job interview. You can chat with it, in Skype by texting. Then you can tell this avatar to call you. Then you can video chat with it and with her, and she will even give you feedback of how you do. I think Mark showed this bot last time he was presenting here. So conversational interfaces like that, they work across a range of platforms. We have chatbots where we are texting on Messenger or on Slack when we are working with bots on Slack. And we have voice assistants like Siri, Alexa, Cortana, etc. Then the more sophisticated video chat bots are already being built. They live on Skype or on Messenger or on the web. And then we are also already seeing 3D avatars. And thanks to augmented reality, these could very well be popping up in your living room, right next to Alexa. There's a real 3D avatar probably helping you with some tasks in the future. And of course, in virtual reality, you can also have 3D avatars. Actually, I've built 10 years ago, I helped building sales avatars, car sales avatars in Second Life 10 years ago. and it was a lot of fun, but they were still, well, not that sophisticated. And these systems are now driven by AI. These bots I have just described, they are the front end that enables AI, that enables artificial intelligence on the back end. Um, because by conversing, by having conversations with our bot, we're actually training and feeding those AIs. That's why Amazon and Facebook probably know more about your moods and desires than your loved ones. And this is not a joke. Um, Actually, conversational interfaces today unlock intimate user data, including emotion, affect, mood, etc. They can do this. For example, a video bot also sees you as you see it via webcam and analyzes your facial expressions, the tone of your voice. It would probably detect that I'm a little hoarse right now, also. And if it's a good bot, then it would probably ask me if I'm all right or if I need a medic. And so the tone of voice, the facial expressions, and even gestures, this is all being analyzed and used to create a personality profile in the end. I mean, if it's very advanced, but at least can detect your emotions and the state of mood that you are in a given moment. So this is pretty advanced or pretty sophisticated user data. Um, we are not only talking about your location or your last status update on Facebook anymore. We're talking about pretty intimate stuff here. And user data is the most valuable commodity in the world. It's estimated at $1,200 per user per month. That's a lot of value, and we are giving it away for free. I think nothing ever is for free. Um, be it cheap drugs or a multi-million dollar AI. I don't think, and we at Seed don't think this is for free. If you're not paying for the product, you probably are the product. We are getting to that a little later. Um, Nevertheless, 85% of people, this is another interesting fact, are more likely to tell a bot about their medical ailment than their doctor. Several studies have been, well, these are findings from several studies, and we can speculate about why that is. Probably because it is anonymous, and you don't feel judged by a bot if you're speaking, if you're talking to a bot, and probably because you think, it's unbiased, it's like very analytical because it's a bot, it's a machine basically. um, I can't see anything here. Okay. So this all is why we think we need next generation bots on blockchain, because turns out AI is not private. It's not inherently wise or unbiased, because somebody, like we've seen in the presentations before, somebody still has to program the AI or to train it. And human beings do that, and human beings are not unbiased, even if we want to be. We're just not. We're just humans. And despite that, we willingly tell it our secrets. And these AIs are usually, the AIs from the big internet giants like Amazon, Facebook, and Google. They are putting it in a black box. And I'm not saying that they are doing anything evil with it. We just don't know what they do with it. And we don't even know how our data is processed because we cannot look into the black box. That's why we think we need next generation bots on a blockchain. We think at Seed that users need to be in control of their data. Uh, you and we need to control what data and how much we are giving to whom. Bots and AI need to be transparent. We have to be able to look into that box or to know what's happening to it. Brands need to be free to use their own voice. That is especially important in customer service, where Ofer just said in the other presentation that people love to have bots in customer service, not in customer support, but in customer service. They really love it to get things done more quickly when they are talking to your company's bot, and your company's bot should align to your company's CI. You know, you always you already have a CI. Maybe you even have a mascot. Maybe you even have a real voice, like your brand voice. And if you let your customer talk to, well, via Alexa or Siri, they are always talking to, to the Siri or Alexa personality, but not to your brand's bot personality. You probably would like to have a bot that represents your brand much better. And finally, bots need to be trusted. They need to be authenticated in order to eliminate bad actors like bad behaving bots or not bots who are not functioning well. So we think they need to be trusted. And how can we do that? How can we achieve that? Well, we at Seed want to let you own your own data and you can get paid for it. I'll explain that in a couple of seconds. We want to make AI, artificial intelligence, more accessible, not proprietary. And we think AIs will then be better because, they are not proprietary. And the more people train the AI, the better. And we want to build secure conversational user interfaces. In order to do that, we will provide provide open source tools for all, because open source is the most secure way of offering software. You all know Linux, the Linux system, and Wikipedia and everything. And Linux is the most secure operating system in the world, and it's open source. So we want to give bots license plates. What we mean by that is we want to verify them, authenticate them in a very secure way. And we want them to have a reputation like we do as human beings. Bots, if they are interacting with human beings all day and doing, helping us with tasks that involve our private data lots of the time, then we think they should behave in a way that they can gain a good reputation, or if they are not behaving well, they will have a bad reputation and everybody will know about it. Additionally, we rather want to license our knowledge, and we want you to be able to license your knowledge instead of getting paid by the hour. How can people license their knowledge, you might ask? Well, let's build an open source bot economy on blockchain, because blockchain is actually helping us doing all these things I just told you about. Because you can imagine it's a lot of work and it can't be done manually or with the technology at hand. So Our solution at Seed is that we are building a decentralized marketplace for conversational interfaces on blockchain. Because we think, finally, open source pays back. That's a, that, that's a good thing. But how? So if you want to know more details, on the next slide, you will see the graphic a little bit larger. I'm going to dive into that in a second. So what is seed building? We are basically building an open source network in a marketplace for developing trusted and multimodal bots, like bots you can chat with, you can talk to, and video chat bots and 3D avatars. That's multimodal, they work on different levels. So we need a decentralized app store for bots. And we have all kinds of actors in this system to be able to reward the different people and actors in the system. We need a bot framework which lives on the blockchain. There's no middleman, no fees, and it's governed by a decentralized reputational system, like I mentioned before. So let's dive into this system just for a second. I don't know if you can see my mouse pointer. I hope you do. Well, the black arrows represent the data stream. The green arrows represent money which is being paid. So I'll just start here. You see there's going to be, of course, the developers. The developers who develop bots and maybe even host bots for others. That's developer one. Then there's another developer which develops just parts for bots, a variety of creative components that can be used by other developers or by authors. Authors, they are creating assets for bots that could include text or imagery, that you could be creating an avatar, a personality, for example, for a brand, and animations, and all the personality elements. And the developer or the deployers of bots, the agency, for example, that will build a bot or buy a bot and then implement it for their clients. They will pay the authors, for example, for a nice, sophisticated 3D avatar or other video avatar, whatever, which represents your brand best. So there's all those money going back and forth. But what I'm going to concentrate on right here is the user, because with our system, which we are building, there's a change, because now the user can get paid. So what we want is there's one user, for example, the user one, you see a thick data stream going to the deployer of a bot. So this user says, I'm happy to, I trust bots, and I'll be happy to give them most of my data. I'd be happy to converse with medical bots and give them all the data they need in order maybe to make the AI better or the system. And in exchange, I get money, I get paid for that. So this user, this is the green arrow going from the deployer of the bot to the user number one. He gets paid for the data he or she shares. User two, this is pretty much what everybody is doing now, although we are not in control of the amount of data we are sharing. So user two is comfortable sharing some of their data. You know, they say, yeah, I'll use your bot and I'll give you some of my data, but not my most personal data, and you know, only this package, and so I can use the service for free. User number three wants to be private, and so he has to pay for a bot service. But then he knows the data he gives the bot is only for, you know, the moment, for the situation, for the task at hand, and he will pay then the bot service provider directly. So we think this is a pretty nice system, and of course we need in this marketplace, well, there will be a reputational system, so you know in advance what the what the reputation of the bot is, and it will be verified. That's what I called license plates a little earlier, and we have all these securements, and we think this could be a pretty good system. But in order to build an open and independent alternative to the monopolies, where you are in control of your data, we need partners with the same values. Well, bottish is, in our view, one of the a perfect partner for this, because they are known for what we are doing right now, the free and open exchange accessible to everyone globally, to knowledge about bots and AI. And so I would like to give it back to Thomas here and talk with you about our partnership that we started. And I know I'm losing my voice again. I feel it.
Absolutely, no problem.
Just 5 minutes more.
No,
So we're
that's
really excited
perfect.
to have partnership with bottish. Yeah.
No, thanks, Gabi. Exactly, you made the right introduction. When I started bottish 15 months ago, it was exactly, or is still, our vision and idea to really open and free exchange and knowledge gain in the AI and robots or robots sector. But interestingly, first we had someone talking about Google chat-based now, and Yuxi talking about Amazon, and this is a reality for sure. But we believe, as you presented in your slides as well, that the power should be go back to the user as well, and the decision what happens with the data, and as well, the power should go back to developers, meaning open source to see what is really behind, and to at the end to make money again, because a lot of what I see, a lot of developers they are developing bots for free and hoping to make money one day. And yes, this was exactly the decision we made, having this agreement and cooperation together with Seed. And yeah, I think the question would be now for our community as well. Yeah, but what can I expect from this cooperation, or what, for example, are then the future plans of Seed as well, and how bottish will be part of this?
Well, we start right today. I've prepared a survey. So we are starting today with our attendees today to ask them a couple of questions. We want to know what, for example, developers or companies think they need most in the bot economy. What's missing? What would they? It's Make a Wish Day today. So in this survey,
By the
there's the
way,
link.
exactly, I just provided the link now. Yes.
Yeah. I would really like to hear from you all. Well, what you think, what's needed, what should be done, and you can take the chance to, yeah, to shape the bot economy of the future, um, at least in part, by taking that survey. It's very short. It just takes you a minute, and it mean a much. It would mean a lot to us.
Heavy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think now it's the time for you guys. If you have any comments or questions for us. Okay. Yeah. Tao Lee. Okay. I just show it your question. Thanks for that. When are you going live and where to find more information to stay up to date?
Yeah, right now we have closed the first round of funding and are in the middle of developing the whole platform. We will have a MVP, a minimal viable product, ready in a couple of weeks. And if you sign up to our newsletter, or you are invited to join our Telegram group, you will be up to date with every new development. And when we are going live with the beta, that will be later this year.
Yeah, and by the way, I
Telegram,
can perhaps add something because what we did just by yesterday, just let me share the one because we have on Bottish, we have a page only about Seed, about our partnership as well. You see the link here. And by the way, we'll send out the links, all these links and information as well with the replays anyway. But there you see like all the information and what to mention, newsletter. And if you want to stay up to date directly with Seed, then you go to Seed. If you want to stay up to date with Bottish, sure, you have to stay with us. So, okay. And then one next thing, or I want to take like a comment or from Vikram. You mentioned that the more people who train AI, the better. But what about Hey? Yeah, Microsoft, Twitter bot, who went rogue.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good example. We should have had, or Microsoft should have had a reputational system in place right there. Well, when a bot goes rogue or behaves badly, he'll just get a warning in form of bad reputation, and then nobody will use it anymore. It's that simple. I mean, the technology is not simple, but the result will be. This is how community work and how they are working against trolls, for example. There's a lot of experience with reputational systems, and we are using this experience for our platform to implement it.
Okay. And hope this answers your questions, Vikram. And then next comment is from Cora. What comes next with this partnership? Meaning we are tackling now blockchain, open source, etc. Yeah, that's a very good question. You know, Bottish is all about AI and robots, and now suddenly we are going into blockchain and open source. I don't think that we are going to refocus, but we are going to widen our focus. And I think we will have some additional sessions, for example, in these areas. We are already talking for the next edition what we are going to present or what sessions are we going to plan. But yeah, no, Bottish is still about AI and robots, but we have to talk about now as well about blockchain and open source for sure, which is obviously part of this sector as well. Then we have, yes, so, sorry, Gaby, for sure.
If I may add something to that, actually, blockchain for me is just the technology in the background. You know, if it uh, if I decide I don't have to talk about blockchain anymore, because it just has to work in the background. Like we are used to the internet now to work, and I assume that not everybody here could explain to you the HTTPS protocol, right? Or even or script it. So I don't think being in the bot community and being interested in bots and AI that we now suddenly all need to know about blockchain, or we don't really need to know about open source. Not everybody needs to know. Our technicians need to know, and they do. And we need parts of the community who are excited about building something on this new technology. But I, for once, I'll stay out of the technicalities.
Okay. Sorry, and the last or next question or comment from Yuxi from Brisbane. How does it fit in, align with GDPR?
Oh, I would like to give that question to our governance manager, Ben Koppelman. If Yuxi, if you want to, I'll talk to him today in Slack and give that question to him because he knows all about that.